the microphone so on.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. There's that soon, iPhone around. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Start.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm Kane the Schwab Watson.
Yes, what's happening for this weekend?
Well, a lot of things happened from last week where we left off with track and field. And since that, we have had a couple meets.
Yes,
I mean, 3 meets in between. I mean, one last week, Saturday, one early in the week, and one earlier today. But before we get into that dicey track and field season, I mean, we have a guest today again. You know, on Primal, we have people from all walks of life, every different sport.
Yeah, we're going boxing today.
Boxing, yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s, boxing was a big thing.
Yeah, man.
In Jamaica, boxing, table tennis, cricket.
Yeah.
So, I mean, boxing needs to come back on the forefront as well.
70s and 80s with Mike McCallum and Shrimpy Clark.
Yeah. Even when you look back on Sportsman of the Year awards, a lot of boxers have gotten Men Year awards. So, I mean...
The great Lennox Lewis, also Jamaican.
Yeah, British
you see him on the course from time to time.
Yeah, so, but he loves Jamaica, so...
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But, so Kane, big things in football, man. In soccer, I should say.
No, you can't. On this show, people... Forgive me. You can't say soccer. It's football in Jamaica.
Messi leaving Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah, big talk. And Ronaldo going back home.
Well, I wouldn't say home, but back to Manchester United. Where it all skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So, have that to talk about later as well.
Yeah,
you know, and then, you know, as of our hot topic on sports commentary with Peter Moyo, always controversial dad. But yeah, action-packed jam show as usual this week.
Yeah, man, we have a lot to talk about, man.
Yep.
Well, boy, boxing now. So now we would like to introduce to Primal Rikardo Smith, the Contender winner from 2011. Welcome, Rikardo. Are you here?
Hearing us, Rikardo? See you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we have the visual here, but we're not.
Perfect.
Getting the audio.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you
hearing us, Rikardo?
Yeah, man.
I think you're muted.
You're muted. Welcome to Primal Sports, Rikardo.
Welcome. Thanks for having me, man.
You
guys are hearing me?
You're muted.
I think you're muted. I'm not hearing you at all.
Mute. You guys are hearing me now?
Our volume is not sure.
The volume is up. Everything is up.
His volume is fine, guys.
Smith, remember those days from Contender when we first started out by the Chinese benevolent?
It's about 10 years or so.
Yeah, about 10 years now, man.
Actually, I won the first Contender 2011.
From him.
You guys are hearing me?
Hold up a second, trying to fix some technical difficulties.
Yeah, man.
You guys are hearing me? Come here, hearing it.
Boxing to Jamaica.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I mean,
Akima Mullins, you know, Ted Davis, you know, Ted. Yeah, man.
I mean, it was definitely something to look forward on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I mean,
every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It was an event. I mean,
whatever happened to it though? It fell off for the latter.
But we can't hear it.
I don't understand.
We're not hearing you.
Yeah, hear me now?
Technical difficulties from our end. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold on, Ricardo. It seems to be a problem at our end. Don't know why, but
Yeah,
some producers are trying to fix that as we go. Everybody seems to be hearing us, but we're not hearing you. I don't know why. Give us just a second.
Ask Ricardo to come speak.
Ricardo? We're still not hearing. Hold on a second.
Not hearing
We
anything.
can see and hear. Now we can't hear. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man, Contender.
Yeah.
Boy, I have a lot of questions for Ricardo. You know, boxing is a sport, that boy.
Yo,
No, we'll take it for granted, boy.
I've been in a boxing before.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
It's not a member experience, so my hat goes off to every boxer.
Yeah, man.
My split experience in boxing, and trust me, that was
You can
Guys, are you hearing me?
Ah, you're hearing it now.
Yes,
Sorry,
Ricardo.
That's all the while me I hear, but I don't know what the problem is, cause my car wasn't mute.
Yeah, we have a little.
Yeah, the
issue
problem was
here.
on our end. You're good. We're hearing it clear now.
Okay.
So what's up, Ricardo, man? How you doing?
You know, I'm alright. You know, I'm just there going chill still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, boy, you have a unique spelling on your first name, little boy. You're running into some problems.
You know, it's not really my fault. I'm hearing some fault with the spelling. So I guess it's kind of different because it's a Ricardo with a K. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that made me stand out more than every Ricardo's you can possibly think of. So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So how you doing these days in terms of the boxing? You still active?
Well, not as a boxer. I'm more as a coach, pretty much. I'm trying to work with a couple of boxers down here professionally wise. I'm trying to see if I can get that gym up and running, but that kind of complicated due to finance and you know, the COVID situation now where everybody basically is on a stay off and a standby, you know what I mean? So that as well kind of stop boxing from itself from happening in Jamaica. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's a part of life right now where everybody have to cope with and hope for the best of it. Like, you know what I mean? Just run off and can get back to normal. But it is what it is.
Where's the gym located? Where's your gym?
I really haven't started that gym yet, but we used to work out like some places in Sav and in the grill, especially on the beach, at Beach Park. Normally. So it's kind of like that. It's more like on the street thing, you know what I mean? We're just keeping active just the same way, doing what we need to do. You know what I mean?
So, take us to your career. Where did it all start? Boxing. Why boxing?
Well, me started boxing at a pretty tender age. You know, I started boxing at age 10. And how I first got introduced to boxing, it was kind of like a mystery. You know what I mean? I never chose boxing. Boxing kind of chose me because when I first went to the gym, I never knew that I was going to a boxing gym. I just that guys in my community, like where I grew up with, we always playing cricket and football at evening time. And then when you reach like 4:30, everybody always run off and like jump in a Jeep and leave me. So I'm like curious to one day say, yo, where everybody I go? Come on, I see everybody I go, cause my age group. I say, yo, we just pique the interest to go. So we jump in the Jeep one day with them. And them all saying like, yo, where you going? You can't manage this. And, you know what I mean? Kind of get me scared in somewhat saying, I'm like, what not talking about? Like, everybody I do it. So why me can't do it? You know what I mean? So when we went by the gym now, fascinated to see what's going on. See guys that throw a punch and all of that. I never knew it was boxing until the coach turned to me and said, like, you want to learn how to box? I'm say, sure, why not? And then from there, I just started doing it. And my career just evolved into something. And I just get to love the sport, you know what I mean? And gradually do it. Just make my mind up and say, you know what, I'll turn a professional boxer eventually. So that's how it all started. My professional career started like during Contender. That was like the ideal thing for me, see fit to start my professional career. So I just went on it with both hands and like sealed the deal the very first year, you know what I mean? So it was a good look for me.
Oh, you won the first Contender or the second one?
First one.
First one. That was what, 2011?
11. Yeah.
2011. Okay.
The surgeon went to work in 2011.
Yeah, man. Definitely, man.
I remember that. It was 10 years ago.
Well, yeah, you guys brought back our vibes, man.
Yeah, I mean, boxing was always a highlight sports in Jamaica because, I mean, everyone loved to see boxing. You know what I mean? You always get them entertained and, you know what I mean, keep them on the edge. But the thing was like, it wasn't being sponsored enough. You know what I mean? That was just the thing. Everybody loved it, but it wasn't being like put in towards the game to build the sport. You know what I mean? So it was a good look. It brought up a big hype back then, and from then it kind of uplifted and then gradually just dropped. You know what I mean? Kind of die out and play out. So it is what it is. We just need to try get some youngsters in the game and equip their mind to certain things in boxing and try to get some sponsors to put towards like events and gyms and, you know what I mean, stuff like that to lift the game.
Maybe a Contender Part 2 series.
Yeah.
I mean, Contender
Well, that could be a good look because it put intentional hype into young generation boxers. You know what I mean? And get them to gradually come into the game and become someone like just like me, or if not, as I say, Mike McCallum or Lennox Lewis. You know what I mean? Someone on an international level, on an elite level. You know what I mean?
Give them,
So
give them an opportunity. So in terms of coaching, a lot of good coaches in Jamaica in boxing.
You have the basic, you know what I mean? But to take it to a different level, the coaches here, they need to expand their knowledge and get like internationally known to the game and certain craft to it. But here right now, I would say the coaches them are okay, you know what I mean? But to take the kids them to a different level, they need to expand their knowledge and mind towards the game to new things, because every day you have something new, just in life, you know what I mean? Every day you learn something new. So you never too old to gradually learn something and put something on it. You get what I say?
Yeah. So Rikardo, tell me about the training of a boxer.
Well,
what's the training? Run down.
Boxing is just not like those physically you go inside a ring and punch. Yeah, those are like 40% of boxing. The next 60% comes in road work. So it's just like any athlete, you have to stay mentally, you know what I mean, and physically prepared. So you have to get up on the road work, as in running, to build up your legs and your stamina. Those are the things that give you the stamina inside the ring. And learning the basics, like how to punch, how to block, you know what I mean, all of that. So normally a boxer would get up like in the mornings, like from Monday to Friday, pretty much use road work in the morning. After doing road work, you pretty much do like a sets of sit-ups, push-ups to build those muscles and keep them ripped, you know what I mean? And then like in the evening now, you attend the gym hours and pretty much train for like 2 to 3 hours, pretty much, depending on how the a fight situation is coming up. Because if you have a big fight, you got to prepare gradually to say 4 to 6 or 7 rounds on everything that you're doing. You know what I mean? So you gotta go through the sets in the gym with the coach, or sparring sessions, hitting the pads, hitting the heavy bags, speed bags, skipping, all of that. You know what I mean? So it's a physical thing, plus it's a mental thing, because you gotta be mentally prepared, just the same way to know that someone is gonna be punching at you. And you have to know how to block, how to counter. You have to know the style of the fighter. So you gotta go through all of that. So the coaches are there to guide you in that bracket. You know what I mean? So that's where it comes in, where you have a good coach and a good manager in your corner. They will groom you to get to that level.
So what about the technique part of it? You have a special way for punch and from the hips. What about the technical?
As we say, you can pretty much learn that. The coach is going to teach you how to properly throw a jab, how to properly throw a straight right, a left hook, and then you are going to gradually train and master it. So it becomes your style, how you see fit doing all of that. Like if you was a good guy who can dodge punches, you know what I mean, while throwing back, then it's not everyone gonna get that. Because majority, it depends on the style of the fighter. Especially if you love the game more, you can get into it more. You know what I mean? So it depends on your passion as well, as how badly you want to become a boxer or to become a champion. You're gonna take that training and put it to that level to become that person that you want to be inside the ring, skillful or not. You know what I mean? Because you have some fighters are the sluggers. You have some guys that are great boxers. You know what I mean? A hit and move boxer, just like Mike McCallum, the body snatcher. You know what I mean? So it all depends on how you take the training and put yourself into that gradual level that you want to be.
Yeah. What would you say is your style of boxing?
Well, I'm a very skillful fighter, because I don't like to take punches. So I'm always moving my head, blocking. So me personally, I took most time mastering those kind of moves while throwing punches. So you gotta work with speed just the same. So we develop my speed, develop my craft of slipping, moving. So gradually we take like a lot from champions, because my style is kind of like Roy
Floyd?
Jones Jr. and a Floyd Mayweather kind of style movements. You know what I mean? Those guys are very at a big elite level. They're very skillful. You know what I mean? And powerful. So I always like look and copy from those kind of guys. And you know the old favorites. Muhammad Ali already always good on him feet and fast on him hands. So you gotta practice all of those things. So practice becomes perfect. So once you practice it and master it, gradually you're going to get to a better level and an elite level as well. You know what I mean? So it basically all the styles are you. So like I'm saying, it's all depending on how you take the training and put it into your perspective and master it. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Floyd, though, man, what's your thoughts on Floyd? Boy, everybody used to say Floyd is a boring fighter, but boy, Mayweather, I think is one of the most tactical and technical boxers of all time. That man never get hit.
That's the thing. He was groomed by some intelligent people, and him himself had a great style of fighting. So he mastered it in somewhat sense because he's undefeated right now and he's retired. And he was still doing a little showboating the other day with some guys who are like way bigger than him. So that goes to show like his intelligence in the game was at a phenomenal level. You know what I mean? So I have nothing to take from Floyd. Floyd did to his knowledge the best way to become a champion and to make money out of the sports and to stay in 100% physical condition and you know what I mean. So he was a good fighter to me.
Yeah, man,
I have nothing bad to say about Floyd, but his style. You know what I mean? Incorporate everything perfect in my book.
Yeah, man.
As you say with the movement and
just like
that man, we never see that man.
Oh yeah, man. Him, like I said, he had great guys in his gym because his father was a boxer, his uncle was a boxer, and they were at top levels. You know what I mean? So basically, boxing was in his blood. You know what I mean? Boxing was in his blood, and he was what a bronze medalist though in the Olympics when he represented. I think it was what 96. I'm not quite sure. It was somewhere around there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was boxing was in his blood. So I guess it was a destiny for him to become perfect and to become a great champion. You know what I mean?
Mike McCollum, what influence he had on you? Mike came back around to the gym that by Stanley. What?
You know, I'm not from Kingston still. I'm a Westmoreland person. So majority of the times when like Mike and guys like them are in Kingston doing things to kids in other gyms up there, I mean, it's good. It's a good look because it's a big influence on the kids and like showing that a champion that made it in the sports and he's from Jamaica. That goes to show like, you know what I mean, nothing is impossible. And it was always a good look when you're trying to encourage the youths to become something different and better, especially from out of the ghetto, because you know a lot of ghetto kids in Kingston like always trying to uplift themselves and their community. So it's always a good look, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So tell us about your professional career. I think you were like what 11-0 when you retired.
No, basically it was I had 11 fights. It was 7 wins and 4 losses. I won my first 7 fights and lost my 4 last fights. Those losses was something with me going through some mental state. Plus, a lot of times, like when I was in training, I got hurt in pretty much all those 4 fights before I did the fights. There was one fight where I fought Sakima with a broken wrist, and there was another fight when I did the first one that I lost was in Puerto Rico. I fought a guy with a black eye. My eye was actually swollen before I even went inside the fight. It was from training.
I had that.
And then
is that correct? Was that
that's the thing. That's why my career. It wasn't from a blow nor a punch or anything like that. But it was more like a longevity doing boxing because, from that age growing up, boxers tend to have eye problems at times, and I was unfortunately one of those fighters who had a detached retina. So that was the ending of my career at a young age because I started my career like 2011 and I have to stop it at 2013. You know what I mean? That's where I got injured. So 2013 was the ending of my professional career. So it was from there basically I had to consider coaching in a sense. You know what I mean? Although I'm not really officially a known coach, but my skills and knowledge in the game I can bring it to youths and like encourage them and empower them to become a true champion because I can pass it on. And that is basically like what is my aim to do down here in Westmoreland. But due to the whole situation of the whole COVID going on right now, everything is like I said, it's on a slow, and the finance is just one of those things. You know what I mean? It will happen. I have no doubt in myself.
Rikardo, I need to ask you a question. How you got the nickname the Surgeon?
You know, my first nickname that I had in intention was to become Hitman. Just like
I
what
noticed. I noticed.
Yeah.
I have it written here. Hitman Hearns. Let me tell you why. Your
Right.
style was similar to Hitman Hearns. That based on what I
Right.
the way you kind of stretch out the left jab and draw them in and then lean back and rock forward. You remind me of Hitman Hearns, but yet they gave you the Surgeon nickname.
Yeah, it was the sports commentator. What's his name again? From TVJ. He was doing the boxing thing as well, man.
Anderson.
Casanova,
Anderson.
man.
No, Anderson. Yeah, man,
Anderson.
Anderson. It was me and him like had a conversation. I must say, yo, and I was telling like, yo, I was trying to do the Hitman because back in days it was like when I was doing it as a younger age, my coach always say, yo, you know, you resemble Tommy Hearns and you kind of have his style, so you should be the Hitman. So I was thinking funny, and I said, you know what, Hitman sounds nice. But when I was there with Anderson, I said, no, man, you're more technical than that, man. You have a style where you just unique, you get in and throw some blows. I say, yo, it's like every time you in the ring, you operate. So I must say, so we come to him and I must say, yo, the Surgeon. And I said, you know, so that's like a good name. So I say, yeah, man, run with the Surgeon, man. You know what I mean? So from there, it was just Rikardo, the Surgeon Smith. You know what I mean? So we said, yeah, man, we're going to run with it.
My next question, Phil.
Just run with it.
My next question with you. You and me, we're on tour. A couple of places we have been. We have been to Cartagena and I think...
Yeah, the last one was CSC Games in Colombia.
So I saw a thing in Cartagena.
Yeah.
May I ask you, was that your lowest point in boxing?
Not really. That was me evolving to a different level. You know what I mean? Even though like when we represent Jamaica, because we always represent our country on a big level, but the thing is, boxers from Jamaica are not known to become like from a boxing nation. So the coaches, the way they call it, the people them surrounded in the boxing for him, what do they call it now? Like said the staff of boxers, like the judges and all those people judging the fight, they're not gonna look at a Jamaican saying, yo, he's technical or he's good or whatnot. They bypass us on a big level because they're saying Jamaica is not a boxing nation. Like Cuba and a couple of those places where boxing, they will be looking at those guys. They're not gonna be looking at Jamaicans. So once a Jamaican step in the ring, we basically lost from the get-go because they're not looking at us as a boxing nation. They'll say, yo, not good from Jamaica. The only thing is from Jamaica is like running and football. Boxing is not known. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard for us as a boxer to represent to get the full potential that we want, as in fairness in the sport. Because we've been scoring a lot of clean blows and we've been boxing way better than the boxing nations that are they say is real boxing nation, but we're still not getting the good judgment that we need. You know what I mean?
Man, it's true. Amateur boxing in Latin America and a normal something, you know. You thump the man and him thump you. Yeah.
So I seen one game on the panel is like me thump the guy, right? And blood that come out of the guy's nose. And because he drop on like my shirt back in amateur days, the referee stopped the fight and I say, yo, if you go in there, kind of get. And I say, ref on me, see the guy over there, so see him nose a bleed, him and me. You understand? until the coach
Yeah.
wipe off him blood and then start box again. And then look, me punch the guy, I'm look, and the guy get the points. I'm like, what the hell? Because that's
Yeah.
basically what my coach had tell me. So me I say, yo, what we can't do forget to win with these guys. It was I was in Brazil at that time. I won the bronze in Brazil, the Panam bronze. It was a Brazilian that I was fighting in the semifinals. And me I punch him and him a bleed, and them I say, yo, basically, because the blood upon my shoulder, they must say me a bleed. Me I say, no, see the guy over there, so him a bleed, tend to him. You get what me I say? And then him basically win the fight from points where me see me a score, I may not get those points. So we basically wasn't looked at as a boxing nation. So for us as boxers, it was hard. It's basically like you have to kill the guys to win. You know what I mean?
So Rikardo, would you
that's why it's always so hard for boxers like from Jamaica to reach to a big level in amateur wise.
in amateur
But once
boxing?
you turn to pro, we beat up all of those fighters. Because look at Nicholas. Nicholas lost to a couple guys in some games where like CSC games and Panam games where me and him go. Him lost to a couple guys there, and in professional, him knocked them out keenly. You know what I mean?
By the way, how's Nicholas? How is he doing?
I think he's trying to make a comeback in the sport because he haven't fought for like almost 4 to 5 years. For me, he did the last fight where he lost to Lomachenko. So I think he's actually planning to make a comeback sometime this or next year, because the last time I checked he was in training, but I haven't heard of him like scheduled for a fight just yet, because he kind of switched up management, different management from his team that he was working with, and was being successfully at doing that at this level. So I'm giving him all the best of luck on his comeback, because he's still got time in where he can do a comeback because he's a true champion. You know what I mean?
I'm a Nicholas from him spawn at camp, you know?
Yeah, man.
So
Basically, me and Nicholas actually did a fight too, back in 2001, where there was a big fight in let me tell you where. The hotel. What's the hotel name again? Pegasus.
Yeah.
There was a big fight. The fighter named Uriah Grant. He was doing I think it was a title fight there, but me and Nick was amateur, so me and him opened the first fight on that card, and I actually won the fight over Nicholas Waters that night too. It was intensified as well. Caught me with some good shots, and basically I caught him with some good shots just the same, but I
You guys are the same
officially
weight class?
turned out to be the winner for that bout.
You and Nicholas are in the same weight class?
Yeah, back then when we were small, because I was like what 14 somewhere around there, and Nick was pretty much the same. We were weighing like 119 back then, but I was taller. I was taller than him. I was taller than him though, you know what I mean? So we had a fight right here at 119 pounds. So yeah, it was a good fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we were always in training with each other. Me and him was going neck to neck. So we were basically the best in the gym. So we always going neck to neck. So the competition right there between men was intensifying, you know what I mean? So when we had that fight, now we kind of like just lay it out right there. But it was a good match though. You know? So hats off to him, you know what I mean?
Alright, so I mean, looking forward now, it's, as you said, coaching and building up a gym for you. That's the next step in your career.
That's the next big step for me, basically, because for me now to do boxing as a boxer, it's impossible due to the fact that I'm having a detached retina in my right eye. So that's out of the game. So basically, it's just coaching. So it's just for me now to take it to that level and pass on my knowledge that I have learned over the years to younger kids, and hopefully I can make someone a champion from Jamaica, just like Nicholas Waters and Mike McCallum and Lennox Lundis and all of those guys, you know what I mean?
That's great news.
All right, going to the streets for a bit here. Is it illegal for a boxer to fight on the road? Like get into an altercation, is it illegal?
Yeah, man, very much so, because your hands are life.
No time at all you can get into any fight on the street.
Well, it all depends. If you first hit someone, they can sue you. So that's very much illegal. But if you are basically like doing a self-defense, no, You know what I mean? You probably have got witness to get that. Yeah, a guy will say, yo, against his. But your hands are licensed as a boxer, so it's illegally for you to just go outside and just start fighting guys. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Have any people out there who try to test you on the road or anything like that?
You know, say,
whatever comes slap to you. Come and know them do that to Mike Tyson all the time.
No, so that never happened in Jamaica still, you know, I'm not gonna lie. From a touch road, them always I say, yo, boxer, big up yourself. Nobody now step towards me in a fight, man. You're mad. You know, I get punched and knocked out. Nah, do that, man.
I've been a boxing once. It's not a pretty thing.
Yeah. Really is a physical and contact sports there, so it's not really easy for guys punching at you. You know what I mean? It's not always a good look. But like me say, if you put your mind to it and you do you learn the fundamentals and you master them, then it becomes easy for you. You know what I mean? As a boxer.
Skill is an art, so I mean.
Yeah, it very much is a skill.
From that, my experience, my hat goes off to boxing.
Every boxer.
Yeah, I always rate boxing, but from my experience,
man, it takes a lot of courage and guts to step inside the ring. Trust me. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's.
I didn't want to ask you about Manny Pacquiao, you know, boy. You saw that fight against the Cuban.
Yeah, as I did saw the fight recently, and well, I would. With my take on it is like Manny Pacquiao it's coming out of old age in boxing where his skills are getting low and low, as in punches are decreasing and all of that. So I can't take nothing from him. He's a true champion. He has represented himself good over the years. So yeah.
Tell me about Terrence. Terrence, that's the lightweight Crawford.
Yeah. How good
is this guy?
Crawford is a very skillful fighter, man. He can box both ways. It's not a lot of fighters can box orthodox and southpaw at the same time. And so he's naturally a southpaw, but he can also turn into an orthodox fighter. So that right there would show a lot of fighters are your opponents off, because you're gonna have to change the game plan how to fight each fighters. You know what I mean? So that right there will mix you up and get you all confused. So that is working in his favor. Plus he have good skills and punches, and he's also being directed by some good people. So you know, everything I work in his favor. You get what I say? So he's a good fighter just to see him.
I saw a couple of fights with him, boy. That explosive boy. Explosive.
Yep. Just like you have Javante Davis. It's just a same way.
But Rikardo?
Yeah.
You still with us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I'm still here, man.
Yeah, man. So I want to thank you for coming on Primal Sports today, because we're going to wrap up the first segment. Okay.
No problem, man.
Thank you for sharing the experience. Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me. Just to see me. It's a good look. So keep doing the thing, guys.
Kick off again with everybody. You set up that gym and things kick off.
Yeah.
We get you back on the show.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, man. No problem, man. I'll work on it, man. Definitely.
Keep it posted.
Yeah, man.
Keep it posted.
Keep doing your thing, and I know great things are ahead for you, man.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
One love.
Oh.
That ended our first segment. I mean, boxing.
Yeah, man.
Boxing is.
Why will Pacquiao step away when I have the chance to?
Well,
I'm gonna get hurt, you know. I see that Cuban nearly.
I think him born hurt, you know. So.
Boy.
Boxers addicted to hurt.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, love the pain. And I'm looking like I'm gonna fight this guy named Taylor next. I wonder if I'm really serious.
Well, I mean, as Rikardo said, if you have good people with you, I mean, they should know.
Yeah, man, it's time. Right. The shell of himself, man. You watch that fight.
Nobody wants to see that.
Boxing is
nobody wants to see anything.
It's time to step out. I mean, politics now. I almost want to turn prime minister.
Soon in politics.
So why continue?
Yeah,
but I mean, in all sports, when is the time to step out? But with boxing now, the physical nature to it.
Yeah, man.
It's
boy, let me tell you about Floyd, you know. We never see Floyd with a cocoa yet.
No. He's
never.
No wear and tear. None.
Great boxer. No matter what anybody wants about dodge and him.
Mike never gets hurt either, no? Mike McCallum never got hurt.
No. Great, great.
I guess now it's time for sports commentary. Peter, take it away.
Well, I don't know if I'm a person to invite controversy. You know, I hear I'm being labeled the controversy boss. But if you want to know which company is a controversy company, it is the Nike shoe company. So the latest is that the big race went down. I don't remember the girl name now, girl from America, against Jamaican sprinters. And now the new Q1 cry in Jamaica is that the Nike shoe company is disrespecting Jamaicans because they sponsor Elaine and they're not pushing Elaine and they're not sponsoring the Jamaicans and all this kind of thing. But the thing we have to remember is that the last time I checked, the Nike American shoe company, and they're selling shoes, guess where? In America, right? Whether Jamaican athletes do well or not is of no premium to the Nike shoe company. I don't know why some people feel that because we are doing well, Nike need to be making up noise about our runners. What we need to do is Grace Kennedy and Digicel and all these companies in Jamaica find a way to capitalize off the prowess of our athletes and stop making up noise about boycotting Nike shoe company. How many shoes you think we sell in running shoes you think Nike sell in Jamaica? Precious few. I would like to wager that 75% of the Nike shoes in Jamaica are counterfeit. I would like to wager that. So let us get our heads out of our posteriors and focus on local companies. We have some great local runners. Let us encourage our own and all this kind of thing and stop expecting a handout from the Americans. We don't need no validation from Nike. Other people have made progress without relying on Nike. Now, the next aspect of Nike is controversy. Nike likes controversy, and they have discovered that their stocks grow the more they stay around controversial figures. Mr. Kaepernick is not the best quarterback in the world, but Kaepernick just decide to kneel down in every match, everything, and so they support him. Because why? The more buzz you get from this talking is what Nike is all about. No, Sha'Carri not no top of the line runner. Sha'Carri don't reach yet, A couple weeks ago I was back in Sha'Carri, but she's not there yet. But Nike recognizes the marketing value in even an unpopular figure. They say, just get my name spelled right, whether it's bad or good. That's what Sha'Carri is. She's just creating, she's clickbait, right? And we Jamaicans, we are helping to make her popular by providing a foil for her. She's not ready for the video light, don't put the light on her. And so we need to stop fussing about the achievement of US thing. Stop talking about Sprint Factory and all that. And my next week I'm going to talk about the men now, because I figure out why the men are underperforming. We're going to talk about that next week. That's my commentary. What say you?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, boy. You know, when Sha'Carri went on with her antics at the interview at the end, you know that everything went viral.
Yeah.
So Nike is all about publicity.
I mean, I think she's good for the sport.
Of course, she's good, regardless of whether we want to say she's acting like a child or whatever. But
even we who are enthusiasts and part of the sport, we know what it is. As Peter just said, Sha'Carri already, but we know this.
Yeah.
But for example, I even saw a post from this lady, I don't know her name, just, as I said, it went viral. She's a Jamaican, and she's saying, pick up Eileen, pick up Shelly, pick up the girl who come third. I don't remember her name, but 1, 2, 3 again. Sha'Carri can't. But the thing is, everybody knows Sha'Carri's name, but she's a Jamaican and she don't know Sherika Jackson's name.
Good point.
She's a bronze medalist from the Olympic Games that runs so many races first in the Olympics. But still, she knows Sha'Carri's name because Sha'Carri's doing the talking. Sha'Carri's on everybody's lips, and it gets everybody watching. Yeah, even if you're not following the sport, it builds hype to the sport, and that's what, as I said, Nike loves.
Yeah, man. You know that he had more talks about Sha'Carri than the 10.5.
Than the race,
Nobody even remember.
Ridiculous.
Nobody
second fastest time of all time.
And we weren't
talking about an American girl.
But what are we doing now? We're doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Talking about Sha'Carri. So Enough with Shakar.
And
we need to talk
she's
about.
probably doing it, and she probably really marketing
I think
herself
she
that
knows
way.
what she's doing.
Of course, of
Have you
course.
seen the
With
ads?
nails.
Yeah, have
and
you
the-
seen the ads? She
course.
knows what she's
man.
doing.
She have a team behind her.
In
man.
fact, she may well have sandbagged this race.
Yeah.
If you're a conspiracy theorist,
Yeah.
because we're still talking. Had she come fourth or third, I think we talk more now that she come
If
dead
you came
last.
third, we'd be like,
Yeah, there's
we
more.
ain't be
Yeah,
able
she
to
just
do
need to sharpen up on
Yeah.
But no, so
and we're still talking about it.
yeah. So
But
so what we better do? Cut this segment
Yeah.
so that we don't bigger up anymore.
But I mean, she has a future. I mean, she's good for the sport.
Yeah.
And hopefully she can
And-
provide good competition
Yeah, man.
later on.
I'm sorry Daniel is not here today because Daniel, I don't know if Daniel would have said I'm being misogynistic, by hitting on Shakara again. But I mean, on the balance, there are other women in the race, 7 or 8 other women, and I'm bigging them up. So I think I'm pro woman.
Yeah.
always pro. But I mean, I would like to talk about these 3 events. I mean, 10-5-4, 10-6 from Shelley, 10-7-2 today from Elaine. Elaine ran earlier today again. I mean, running back-to-back times. We're starting the 10-5-4.
Yeah, good race.
We need to break down the 10-5-4. I don't think much people talking about this 10-5-4.
The fastest, good race. I think the top end speed was the fastest of all time.
I think so. That
Yeah,
top end
the top
speed
end
was
speed was
amazing.
Yeah, they broke it down in the race on NBC. It was like the fastest of all.
40
Fast
kilometers.
flow, Joe, everybody. Yeah. So
But I mean,
she just need a little more breeze. She need a little help from the wind. in
I
order to
saw-
break the
I saw
record.
somebody
It was a 0. It was
No,
a 0. It wasn't a
I
positive
think it was
going.
0.9.
0.9.
Yeah,
Shelley's race was
somebody claimed
One-
that the anemometer, for those who don't know, that's the wind speed reading device, what for Flojo was simultaneously they were doing long jump, and they're saying that it was 2 point something.
Yeah, it was
and so how come it was legal out by a thing? So we don't know what really took place in that Flojo race, we don't.
So do you think the record can go soon?
Boy, I don't. If she don't get it this year, I don't think she will get it next year. I think this is a window.
Yeah, where she have to jump through.
Yeah. You have to just take it while next year you never can tell.
My answer is yes, the record can go
No,
because
it can go, but will it go?
my answer is yes, it will go because we know more. We know the technology is such.
Yeah.
Flojo race was 20 odd years ago, and with the technique that we know about running, what we know about running now, and what we know about shoes, and what we know about even the clothing that you're running.
Yeah.
We are that 0.5 of a second is supposed to be doable at this stage.
0.05.
We know more about weightlifting. We know more about nutrition.
Yeah.
The only thing Flojo knew more about than us.
I don't think. I
Was
don't.
Controversy.
Yeah, it's controversial.
That's controversy.
But I mean, oh God, no man. About time we run, we can't think it.
Yeah.
Reaction time, no, it's more sensitive now than
Yeah.
before. There's a number of factors that are in our favor. Well,
And you touch on the Nike shoes. I see a lot more people raising the issue about the spring and
Let me
the
tell you
carbon
something.
fiber
You look at the
shoes.
Nike shoe, it have 2 spring-looking things
underneath
underneath the forefoot. And you're telling me that don't make a difference? That's like an Exalopa. It's a spring that's springing you forward.
Yeah, man.
That thing should have been long time. And the marathon record went a couple times this year
Yeah,
back
man.
and forth.
Yeah.
And the women's medium to long distance races, they're falling like pins.
Yeah, the records. Yeah.
Back to it. Shelley, 10.60.
Yeah, that's our PT as
Tailwind
well.
though. Tailwind.
Tailwind.
Come on, guys. 1.7 or 1 point.
But even so, Shelley putting in performances this year that, I mean, I think she has 12 sub 11 clockings, the most in her career
Yeah.
for any one season. I think overall, throughout her career, she probably have 15, just as a throw a number out there. But what she's doing this year, putting in these string of times at this age, I mean, she says next year probably her last. I mean,
The big difference in this race was she was able to maintain her speed at 85 meters, which normally she fades and badly to the tape. But in this time, it was Elaine who was trying to lean while Shelley maintained her form right through the tape, which tell me that she have she have the capability. Everybody's looking to Ilian to break the record. Shelly have that capability as well.
Yeah.
I saw that in that race. All she need is that little tailwind on that track.
Yeah.
I think so.
And she got a good start.
Flojo probably got a go some breeze to it. So God bless. God bless the Jamaican girl. Get that thing.
I mean, these two ladies taking it to the next level. I mean, they're going sub 10-7, which you haven't seen much, and they're doing it more than once. It's not where it's a one-off race. These ladies are in a category that taking it to that level where after their careers have ended, that is the standard whereby
them setting the standard for sure.
10-6, 10-5. I mean, I wasn't around in Flojo time, and even so, she did it by herself.
Yeah.
But these ladies
man.
pushing it. I mean, we see.
I think the rivalry is good enough.
Yeah.
I think the rivalry is good. I mean, a lot of people like to cuss Gatlin and cuss Tyson Gay, but I like the fact that there's always somebody who, if you rump, that man take it for. I like that. Rivalry is good in everything.
Of course.
Before we go on, I mean, in the last segment, we're open to calls, the last 15 minutes. Remember, it calls on WhatsApp only. The number is 1-876-552-7406.
So Peter, what's wrong with the male runners or sprinters? I hear you want to touch on a point here. So Tina played them much up over Kenya. Okay.
Hold on, we have a call.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports. It's gonna give us a second.
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports. Hello. Can you hear me? Caller. Not hearing if somebody's online. Our first caller for the day.
Man, our girls,
Hello?
our young girls breaking the record, man, the 4x1 record in Kenya. Yeah, man, the future look bright for female sprinting, you know.
I mean, we have the talent. We'll get back there, but the females are pushing out incredible times from a young age. So, taking it to
it wasn't even, I don't think it was even the strongest 4x1 team. It wasn't the strongest, so
but that's just the
quality of runners that we have now.
Hello. Yeah, I'm hearing you. You need to speak a bit louder. Hold up.
How are you?
How are you? Who's up?
This is calling all the way from Berkeley, California, man.
Berkeley, California.
You know, the program is internationally.
Big up.
I forget that I joined late because I was watching that Liverpool game. I catch the last part, and I know you were talking about track and field.
Yeah.
And I have a quick few minutes here because, you know, as a sportsman, I'm heading out to watch the Yankees versus the Oakland A's.
Baseball.
We well versatile, but no, it was an interesting conversation in terms of Elaine and the record.
Yeah.
You know? And I think this season has been a good season for Elaine. And we can see the growth in the way that she executes the races. You know, when she come up in that drive phase, you can see that she's getting faster and faster.
Yeah.
We all know that her start is not as exceptional as Shelley. And that's not taking anything away from Elaine, because as the starter, we know Shelley's in a class by herself. You know? But it's good to see how strong she has finished the season. And I think I might have heard saying that maybe if she don't take the record this season, she probably don't get to next season. But remember, she probably has four more good years in her. So with the being able to run 10-5, and you see the record there, no? We kind of get caught up in the Qatari shenanigans, no? So fast, actually, Ilian had run.
Especially after a long season. The season, I mean, Flojo did her record early in her part of the season.
Trial.
Yeah, the Olympic trials,
Elaine top end was the fastest in history.
Yeah.
The top end speed that the clock her at was the fastest in history.
So like you're saying, Elaine is the greatest female sprinter of all time. That's what you're trying to tell me?
I'm not. We don't have doubt.
So you say Elaine then?
We don't have doubt.
Yeah, man.
And I'd like to hear someone argue against that.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear someone argue against that. I have good brethren that like to say he gives more weight to the doubling.
Yeah.
And remember, Ilian is 2-time champion in the doubling.
Well,
Yeah.
I have heard there with Merlin.
Yeah. So some people say she have to win the world championship as well, you know.
What do you think?
She need a world title.
That is upcoming. But anyway, remember, the biggest thing is Olympics, and I'm not taking anything away from the world championship.
Yeah.
But we know the biggest thing in track and field is the Olympics.
Definitely.
And we can't argue with that. The world championship, of course, that's the same caliber athletes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you really can take away some of the credit.
No, man.
Back-to-back Olympic champion
Yeah,
talking
man.
about.
But double. First woman
to do this.
Your virgin that said that sounds like a smart fellow. As I myself, who is heavily on doubling to be the, sprinting is not only the 100 meter. You have to double.
See? Yeah, we have to double.
Yeah, that's why bold 1-2.
1-2. But there's one more thing I want to add, because we kind of underplayed the Sherikan.
Yeah.
Because we have these two queens, so we kind of, when we have a third.
Yeah, don't play the princess. Yeah.
But she's doing exceptionally well,
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that 10-6 from her.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that next season.
Yeah, because this is her first season in the 100 meter.
Yeah, and she accepted, to come down from the 4.
Mm-hmm.
To come down from the 4. We're not going to say the 2 because we know a couple persons that run the 4 can run the 2 well. Yeah. But to come to the 100 meter and doing so well.
Yeah. So you think she should do the 2-4 double or the 1-2 double? Which one you think she should do?
1-2.
1-2 double.
1-2.
For the hype.
1-2.
You don't think? I think she can do sub 48 in a 400.
Why?
I'm pretty sure.
We're going to leave it right there, but we're going to leave it right there, but I think she should do the 2-4. I don't think she will ever be a champion at the 100 because she's a little bit too sluggish in the blocks and at the start. Can improve though, but we have to leave it right there. Thanks for your call though.
Yeah. No,
big up. All right.
Yeah, man. Next week again. You know the station.
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah, man. Thank you for calling.
Respect from Berkeley, California.
Yeah. Well, Peter, you're a graduate of Berkeley or something like that?
I did some courses with them in Berkeley. Yeah.
Okay.
You see, that's where you know you're from.
Oh, that Liverpool match ended, eh?
It ended 1-1.
1-0. Okay.
I wanted a Liverpool win, but
I said Chelsea start the 18-yard box.
Yeah, they were down to 10 men. It's a good result at Anfield, but football in full swing. In our last about, I guess we can talk about some football. The transfer market, which will, I think, close soon. I think 1 week.
From now.
CR7 back to Manchester United. Hold on a second.
Keep talking.
Yeah, man, and the big thing is Messi moving on from Barcelona as well.
Yeah, going PSG.
And possible teaming up with Mbappe, the young French star, and he has Neymar there with him as well.
Yeah, star-studded field down there in PSG.
You think them can take you think them can take it?
With Messi, why not?
I think if Mbappe stay, them have a very good chance. Can you imagine Messi with that speed in the front, man?
Magisterial. Gosh.
You could just imagine that and Neymar on the wing.
Transfer market is saying
Mbappe
might go to Real Madrid, but Madrid have a hike up the offer.
The money.
So, PSG, French league is not really on the forefront, not much competition when it comes to strong players.
Yeah, I was wondering why I'm choose PSG,
It's probably the only club that can afford him at this point.
That's correct.
In terms of money.
In terms of money. Where else we really realistically go with, especially with the nature of the COVID and clubs having to cut back.
In fact, PSG might not be able to give other people what they're expecting this year simply because they paid for things because they certainly couldn't come to terms with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And Man U just grabbed the opportunity. I don't know, they start a rumor that he was going to Man City. And it was a distraction. And then at the last minute, you just hear Man U grab up the man. I didn't hear Man U in the talk at all.
And that's what media is. I mean,
that was a good one in terms of deceiving the public.
Although I didn't really see him going to City, but I mean, I didn't even see Messi going to PSG. So that shows you that when the window is open, and the people are on the move.
But that team would have been a super team.
I wouldn't like that.
I would have loved to see it. I liked when they were playing at Barcelona with Neymar and Messi and Suarez. That was an effective front line, you know.
Yes, man.
What defense could have hold against that? And you can imagine a team with Messi, Neymar, and CR7. No, man, a serious thing, that man. It could be a one-sided kind of thing, but it would be a good spectacle. I would have loved watch it.
The stadiums plus full
with both players,
TV ratings, everything was.
Where they're reaching their career, you know. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
They're in their toilet.
Have you looked at the jersey sales since Messi gone to PSG? I hear the number 30 selling off like hot bread. Who buys a number 30 shirt? That's like a basketball shirt.
Put Messi with any number, I mean, people would buy it. And I mean, CR going back to Manu, Cavani have that 7, he has to give up that number 7. Because it goes hand in hand, iconic. Cristiano will wear number 7.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it don't cause a rift, but...
It's at Manu.
At Manu, I mean, yeah, but hey, you have to give up the jersey. But, I mean, the media will flood us with storylines every week, and which, rightfully so, we're in an era now where we're exposed to a lot of greats.
Yeah.
I mean,
but this year we're going to be watching a lot of French ball that we never used to watch. I am pretty sure of it. We're going to watch Champions League. We always watch Champions League, but I was basically watching Spanish football and Champions League. What are you going to watch now? You're going to be watching French League.
Yeah.
Once Messi's on the pitch.
Yeah, once Messi on the pitch with Neymar, now I want to see how they work together.
I mean, for me,
I want to see him with that fast, the French youth up front. You know, is he
Mbappe's gonna leave. Mbappe looking for a transfer. No, because them not giving him no more money. He might look some money.
I hope him stay. Yeah, I would love to see that.
Don't be surprised if another English club grab
English club grab
Don't be surprised.
Liverpool.
Don't be surprised. If another, they need some. The English league needs some power, you know.
Yeah, man, they need that.
English people love the hype.
Yeah.
Love the hype. So. I mean,
it's basically inferior football, you know. So you gotta have some stars, even old stars.
Yeah, man.
It's like when you go play American Premier League.
MLS.
Yeah, that's a pasture. You're going out to pasture at that stage.
Yeah, but I mean,
Beckham and them guys go retire.
Yeah, that was Beckham. Even Pele, I think Pele went there. Him swan song.
Yeah.
This Man City destroying Arsenal 5-0. Arsenal don't score a goal from season.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. I know I have a lot of friends that are Arsenal fans and it don't look pretty well. I mean, are they calling for the manager's head?
Not yet.
The coach's head? I think I saw something. Yes.
I mean, at this rate, I don't think it can last much longer. I don't think it will last much longer, but Arsenal to spend some money.
England will ramp when it comes to firing, you know. England is not a place where
all the competitors spending in the market.
There's no job security in England.
No excuses there, none. There's a straight win.
I have to keep up with the times. As I said, everybody's spending the City, Man U, Chelsea. Chelsea getting back Lukaku. I mean, Man U with CR7. City with the powerhouse. I mean, Liverpool. In the last couple transfer markets, Arsenal not there. I mean, so that goes to show why they're not competing like back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, yep, don't look pretty, but football week in, week out, storylines. And there are a lot of Jamaicans playing across in Europe that we need to take note of.
You saw the story that because of the COVID situation with Jamaica, some of our people might not be able to play in the English league.
Yeah, blacklisted. Jamaica's blacklisted by
the COVID. You mean if they attend the matches out here?
Yeah, the British government has a rating system.
Yeah,
the British government has a rating system for allowing people back into the country. And so if these guys represent Jamaica, they might have difficulties getting back into their leagues.
The club not letting them.
And remember, our boy from Germany just transferred the other day, Bailey, and things. So he obviously he will not come and play for Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know. But then again, part of the reason why he's able to get these transfers is because he's an international player. So it's a balance.
Yeah, you need a
that
balance.
will have to be made.
But you know these clubs not releasing those players though.
I know. They don't want. No, they can't afford for these players to get injured playing a little bag juice competition. That's what they consider.
This side of the world.
You have to live for the bread and butter because you have to get paid. These clubs pay them.
But it's really unfortunate that when England is the center of COVID, they are going all over the place and doing things and no.
Yes. I mean,
Online.
No, the caller.
We're coming to the end of another show. I didn't get to talk much NFL this week. The season starts next week.
I mean, so next week we can jump in some NFL. Tom Brady.
Yes, man.
I said the media.
Yeah.
Long story.
You have some young QBs.
When is Tom Brady going to retire, man? I mean,
you give 2 more years to Peter, man. Come on.
Just talk about Pacquiao. When you're going to
He's well protected.
You know, all the athletes we constantly have to contend with people begging us to retire.
I'm getting in that stratosphere right now. So.
But we owe it to the world, you know. The whole athletes, we owe it to the world.
We have to perform. Man.
The greatness needs to be spread around. I'm sorry.
As long as we're here, we got to perform. But just like on Primal, we're every week from 1 to 2 Jamaican local time. I mean, another show.
Yes, come to the end of another show. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm out.
Respect, big up from Primal.
Take care and be good.
All right.